In the midst of the Epstein controversy with Trump, his apparent cover-up of more information coming out about that, the increased scrutiny on stories about him and Epstein and their friendship and what did he know, what could he have done, etc. A lot of people have been asking, where's Melania on this? And I mean, a pretty insane set of truths are being discussed about Trump, and so you would think his wife would show her support or something, or the opposite. And then we weren't really hearing anything from her. And then there was some reporting about how Epstein used to claim before he died, because he's dead.
Well, he's dead, so...
Right, Bill Gates, thank you. I didn't know he had that. I totally lost my train of thought. I'm just picturing Bill Gates. Well, he's dead, so you got to be careful. Wink. Before he died, Epstein would tell these stories of how, he actually introduced, reportedly. He would say he's the reason that Donald and Melania are together. And the first time they did something with each other was on my plane. Right? That's reportedly what he would tell people. And so people were thinking, where's Melania? Well, she has reemerged, at least online, and has posted about this. So let me walk you through. Here's first the context. Even she got her lawyers involved to go after the Daily Beast for discussing these allegations. Just again, all of this is not that this would be the smoking gun that proves X crime happened, but just to further illustrate how close this relationship was. And this is not even a pivotal part of it, but New York Magazine has this. But while Mr. Trump has dismissed the relationship, Mr. Epstein, since the election, has played it up, claiming to people that he was the one who introduced Mr. Trump to his third wife, Melania Trump, though neither of the Trumps has ever mentioned Mr. Epstein playing a role. If this is true, I love how it's like, but Trump, that's weird because Trump never said that. I wonder why. I wonder why he didn't say that. Their wife never mentioned Mr. Epstein playing a role in their meeting. Ms. Trump has said that her future husband simply asked for her phone number at a party at the Kit Kat Club during Fashion Week in 1998. The authors reached out to Zampoli, an envoy to the UN for Dominica, to see if Epstein had attended the fashion bash. Zampoli's response in red capital letters was no way. He called the idea that Epstein had introduced them fake news, BS. Now, it's and we're going to get to what Melania did to kind of respond to this stuff, but it's perfectly plausible that this is not how they met. But it is funny for them to go, how dare you suggest such a thing? This was the era where they were besties. It's not implausible that this is how they met. Okay, so let's stop with this. How dare you suggest we would have such a close friendship? We know that already. So then the New York Magazine reported on this. Melania Trump denies Epstein rumor via subtweet. And so as this sort of was circulating, this rumor about, wait, were they so close that literally the Melania and Donald origin story, the greatest love story of our time, was Epstein? You had her post, which she rarely posts on social media. Number one New York Times bestseller, Melania, How I Met Donald Trump, and post the story, according to her, of how they met, which is not involving Epstein. So a little bit of a subtle attempt to refute this. And then she just posts this. Daily Beast apologizes and retracts article alleging a Melania Trump, Jeffrey Epstein link. And they did end up doing that. They posted about an allegation that this was the case. And then her lawyer said, stop it. And they ended up taking it down. You could speculate as to why, not wanting the trouble, or realizing, we don't have this substantiated enough. Why? This isn't the story of all stories, so why go through the trouble for this, which wouldn't be pivotal to the more important part of the broader story. But really interesting. She came out of hiding to post about that and deny that this is the origin of their relationship, or the oranges of their relationship, as Trump would say. And then you do have CNN here reporting on it as we go through some of these updates, how despite a lot of MAGAs denying this. Trump was reportedly warned about what Epstein was doing well before he cut him off.
Yeah, as we revisit...
Or as Epstein claims, cut Donald off for being a criminal. Oh, by the way, sorry, I know it's so annoying when I do that. Please do click the subscribe button if you appreciate this show. I appreciate all of you so much. And then if you'll click the join button to get the members only bonus show, we have a lot of fun there, and you get the full version of the main show where it's just all together. You can watch it all at once.
Looking back on the, intensity of that relationship that took place, there was a 1992 party in which Donald Trump and had 28 young women at a party at Mar-a-Lago. His only guest at that particular party was a man named Jeffrey Epstein. And what's most interesting to me as I revisit the reporting that I did on this story is that the Florida businessman who put this party together at the time for the Calendar Girls competition that took place at Trump casinos, specifically told Donald Trump, this is in 1992, Jeffrey Epstein had only been in Palm Beach for 2 years. He got his mansion there in 1990. This man told Donald Trump, I'm going to ban Jeffrey Epstein from events like this. I don't like him going after younger girls. And he was very concerned about the party on this particular night. And Donald Trump's response, and this is it's been reiterated in an interview to the New York Times. The man said that Trump told him, don't worry, my name is on this, and it's not going to lead to any scandal. So you have to wonder here. Donald Trump knew about Jeffrey Epstein's behavior with younger girls all the way back to 1992.
And that's a bombshell. That's a really big note that he's bringing up there. By the way, this whole, every story about Trump from his past is like, oh, when he was leaving, he was on his way to McDonald's, but where was he leaving? Oh, he was leaving a fashion show. Oh, where was he? Oh, he was at a teen beauty pageant. Oh, what was he doing there? It was Fashion Week. Oh, and I mean, I get it. We're like, even just with adult fashion shows, people, men, they want to see beautiful women. But like this whole concept, first of all, all these MAGAs are talking about like, let's just ban drag shows. Can we ban any underage beauty pageants? That whole concept of like, come on, go walk out there and adult men are going to rate how pretty you are seems wildly insane. But that just thing of what'd you do tonight? I went and sat down and watched people that I'm attracted to walk. Like, I get the fashion piece of it, but Trump wasn't going for the fashion. Oh, I'm such a player. I go and I stare at people. I look at people. And they walk, and I say, wow, you're pretty. In Trump's case, he was like, I owned the fashion show, so I got to go look at them nude behind the scenes because I was monitoring. I hosted teen pageants. Now, a little reporting here from Caitlin Collins. Ghislaine Maxwell's it's like strip clubs too. As fine, if you strip club, whatever. I just don't get it. It's like, you don't like me though. Oh yeah, let me. Just these concepts. What about like meeting an actual person and then having a relationship with them? No, I just want to like sort of just put money on them. That's fine. Have fun with your life as long as it's all adults, but. Still, it runs through my head. I drive, the Gentlemen's Club, Lions Gentleman Club, arr. Like a bunch of roaring lions. You're feeling down? Your wife's upset with you. Go stare at strangers taking their clothes off. Ah. And if you go to the back room, they can do hand stuff. It's like, what? But isn't the cool part that you like each other? I know, I'm such a naive bitch. Ghislaine Maxwell's team just told SDNY, Subdistrict of New York, it is opposed to the government's motion to unseal the grand jury transcripts, arguing that because she hasn't seen them and is actively litigating her case, it shouldn't be made public. From a filing, Jeffrey Epstein is dead, says Ghislaine Maxwell. Guys, every single person involved in this leads every argument with, well, he's dead. He's dead. Shut up. We get he's dead, but there were other people. Jeffrey Epstein's dead. Ghislaine Maxwell's not. Whatever interest the public may have in Epstein, that interest cannot justify a broad intrusion into grand jury secrecy in a case where the defendant's alive, her legal options are viable, and her due process rights remain. So they're trying to prevent the release there. Ron Pulkowski says some clues now emerging on what Maxwell's doing to get Trump to move her to a minimum security club fed for her cooperation, with much more becoming obvious if they release the interview transcript. Yeah. Which, by the way, I can't get over this, where she's been moved to. So Todd Blanche, Deputy Attorney General, former personal attorney of Trump, goes and meets for a super long time with Ghislaine Maxwell, and then she gets moved from a low security prison to a minimum security prison that's cushy as far as prisons go. Jeffrey Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell's enjoying cushy new digs, the Daily Beast reports, at a prison camp that has no cell blocks or guard towers, but does offer a full gym, yoga classes, and a puppy program. Maxwell was quietly transferred last week from a prison in Florida to a minimum security camp in Bryan, Texas. Oversight at her new facility is so lax, it partially relies on the honor system to keep inmates from quite literally walking off its wall-free campus, as 3 women did in 2017. I don't want to be... Stop, Trump, trying to turn me into a conspiracy theorist. But you just put this notorious sex trafficker into such a minimum security prison that apparently people just walked out after a puppy program and a yoga class. I heard Tim Miller say. And what are we doing? Goat yoga there too? Which, another thing, it's like goat yoga in a strip club. What are we doing? Why do I need a goat on me for this yoga? Because they're cute. Shut up. No, I'm kidding. Enjoy both at the same time. I don't care. But that, if you want to have the worst assumptions, are we trying to let her get out? Are we trying to let someone harm her? I think Epstein killed himself, very much like Dan Bongino. Oof. This is brutal. Here, let me set it up. Did you find it? I think Epstein killed himself.
He killed himself.
Sorry, it's the end of the day, guys. We're struggling here. But yeah, the circumstances were strange. The orange blob on the footage was strange. The fact that the minute and then 3 minutes and then no, shut up. There were no minutes. We have the minute, but you can't have it. But you can't have it. But it was in there. But it was fine. It was a reset. Is strange. And so now you're adding to it that she's in a place that would be so vulnerable to either her being targeted by Barron Trump or her just walking off with a free puppy. I can't get my head around it. It's insane. You're making a deal. You're making a cushy deal with Ghislaine Maxwell. She's right. Epstein is dead. So you are the one who's definitely going to stay in prison. And you're not going to get any extra large. Can I get an extra large prison outfit? I promise I won't use the fabric around my neck. No, you get none of that, okay? You get one of those, like, those things that I can't remember the name of them. No, you don't get any sheets. You don't get any loose prison outfits that you could use. You don't get any forks. You don't get any knives. You sit in a cell and you get no puppies, Ghislaine. Damn it. Unbelievable. The Trump administration is also considering releasing the transcript from the Justice Department's interview with Jeffrey Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell that was conducted last month. Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it. Sure. And then our who is this, Cole?
What's up, guys? It's Benny.
Benny Johnson. Republican Representative Anna Paulina Luna just dropped some explosive news. Epstein evidence was discovered in the burn bags found by Trump's FBI that were scheduled to be destroyed. Biden tried to destroy the Epstein files, is the title from this right-wing account. First of all, let's see if that's even what she says. It's not. Number two, you're not going to bring this back to Biden if it's the last thing, I guarantee. Please. I'm fine. Let's have 30 more conversations about the cognitive. I'm on board. But you're not going to do Biden was burning the Trump evidence, or I guess Epstein evidence. Maybe. Who knows?
A fascinating name here is Alberto Gonzales and Robert Mueller. He was the director of the FBI, and Alberto Gonzales was the head of the DOJ. when Epstein got his true get out of jail free card. The actual cover up was in 2005, 2006, 2007 when Epstein was allowed to skate, even though they had him dead to rights.
Who gave him that deal? Benny. Who gave him the deal? Alex Costa, Trump's former labor secretary.
Those are, I think, going to be some very, very powerful and important questions. What do you intend on asking, Congresswoman?
I'm asking them directly who authorized this information to be placed in burn bags, and what information do they have about the former deputy director of the FBI destroying evidence pertaining to Jeffrey Epstein, which we know right now the FBI is actively investigating. So this is not a conspiracy theory. This happened. Actually, it was your show that kind of tipped me off to follow up with one of those whistleblowers, and now that's a full-fledged investigation. So kudos to you, Benny.
So hold on. You're confirming to us that the FBI has destroyed Epstein evidence?
I'm confirming that there's an open investigation and that the leads on your show resulted in them finding burn bags pertaining to Russiagate and potentially Epstein, yes.
Do you hear? They are so... They do clickbait like I've never seen in my life. Like, people do it bad across the blue spectrum. I get it. But that clickbait's really on my mind today. I keep bringing that up. But they do it like nobody else. Biden destroyed Epstein docs, ? Exclamation mark. And you go, what? Click. And then he goes, so you're saying that there were Epstein documents in these burn bags? She goes, that's being investigated. They've opened an investigation into the burn bag. Oh, okay. So, but there was Epstein documents? Potentially there were. Well, yeah. Potentially my birth certificate was it. Potentially anything's in there. These Epstein docs are all over the place too. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. I think the burn bags had the most benign stuff in them. And by the way, that's a somewhat normal thing. Once documents, I don't know, do we still do burning? Don't we have like shredding or something? But you're trying to destroy sensitive documents after an appropriate time. And so you do that. Just like how, sometimes you destroy a document if it has sensitive information, your social security number. So that part's not suspicious, but they're saying, but what if there's something in there? But you haven't said there's anything interesting yet. Well, it's being investigated. Okay, well, tell us when you got something.
Well, this is news to us, and we're excited to hear that. So a lot of these things happen, obviously, in a secured environment, but that makes us really happy on this program. So the entire burn bag saga began with our show. Well, that's wonderful to hear.
Correct. It had ties to it for sure.
Okay.
So look, right now, obviously, the American people are rightfully so really frustrated with how, there's been just this lapse.
By the way, this is the state of America now. Elected representatives are having their decisions influenced by Benny Johnson. The guy who was previously doing BuzzFeed articles. Who's the sexiest male member of Congress? Mr. doesn't know what a Google ad is and accidentally outs himself. The number one. I'm not saying it. If you know the lawyer, you'll think that's funny. Share your thoughts in the comments.